All right, looks like my sound was off again, so oh well, we live and we learn. This is the sprouted mung bean patties, and I should start it over, but that's okay. All right, we live and we learn. All right, so this is the ingredients were a cup of mung beans, a tablespoon of onion powder, 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. We cooked that, and then we set it aside. Now we put the pumpkin seeds in the processor. We did the what else did we put in the processor? We put something else in the processor. We put the potato, 2 medium potatoes, and then we added the salt, and then we added the mung beans, I believe. And then we also the flaxseed. That's also important. So now we should get since we have this row going already done. That's hitting very close to the border here. Let's now go with let's go. All right, something's not working now. So let's see what's going on with this. All right, let's see. All right, so we got these mung bean patties. This is how we're 375. So we're going to do the 375 with the oven. Got all kinds of goodies in here that we don't use. Cast iron, stainless steel. Blue stainless steel, I think. So let's move that up. So here we go with this. Let's go with the oven at bake at 375. That's ready to go. So this is probably needing. Let's see, what have we got? Push. So that's going. It's going to start percolating there. Now we need more parchment paper. There we go. There we go. Okay. So let's go with this. So we have 1 dozen, baker's dozen maybe even. Now we're doing the next row. Had supper, had some freshly, what do we call, gleaned jackfruit, slightly frozen, and we had some homemade small grapes that were wonderful because we could eat the grape skin and have resveratrol. And we had the jackfruit, which is also high in protein. Let's see here. Maybe not high, but higher than another fruit maybe. We had some cactus salad, interesting, with our buckwheat tortilla. sprouted buckwheat tortilla. Now we just preheated the oven, and now we are going with making our rows of goo. There we go. That's that one there. Okay, should move that blade so we don't cut ourselves. Okay. All right. Using the plural, ourselves. That's how it was in the Bible, Genesis, and the plural word for Elohim. You have El, Elohim is the plural form. Let us make man in our image. Okay. But that just means deity, doesn't necessarily mean plural as in two, as in God, or and his son. Okay, there we go. Got that one there. Well, maybe we'll not make another row of 12 there, but we will come close, because this is, maybe we'll only get 8 on this. So we've got this here. I think in the oven they're supposed to be 20 minutes, and I'm supposed to flip them, I think, for another 10 minutes, so 30 minutes total time. And here again, we go here. So how do we gain recognition on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch or another alternative streaming channel like Josh Hu TV, or maybe even Rumble? We should put ourselves on Rumble. And maybe we should also put ourselves, I think it's going to be through the alumni of the Mid-Missionary program, where we're going to get maybe not fame, but we'll have some audience, and we share some ideas, and we will do our food prep here, demonstrations, and think about the remnant people in the last days. Why are we doing this? We are in the atypical Day of Atonement, where we are to be like John the Baptist or Elijah, and we are to be fed by the brook and with locusts and wild honey. And I don't know if they weren't bugs, I don't think, even though I have had some specials about bugs. I watched that one on Nicole Kidman on Vanity Fair, how she's trying all these grasshoppers and all these bugs, bugathon, bugaboo. So we are coming down to row number 3. We maybe have one more after this. That's probably the max that we have with that. And could we have eked out maybe 2 more out of that? Maybe. I think we might make 2 from extra. We'll see here. This is barely making a patty right here. Now our oven's making some sounds, birthing sounds. It looks like almost ready to get used, but we're going to not lick the bowl, but we're going to go ahead and make way for the last patty. All right. So, had a high school sweetheart. Her name was Patty, P-A-T-T-I. She has not got in touch with me. Oh well. Let's see here. Almost through. That was kind of a reveal there. And let's go ahead and do this here. Finishing up with the last bits of this food processor extraordinaire. And probably have enough to make this other patty worthy of the title. And then we'll add this last one to the mix. Now what's interesting with missionary is that they're all, well, except for Dale, Pastor Dale, they're all female. I just say so. Again, we're going to take not the male approach because we are not supposed to traditionally be in the kitchen, but looks like we have inherited that role if we are on our own with this diet. All right, Pastor Dale's looking pretty good, even though he probably didn't look bad before, but he's looking fitter and trimmer each time he does his broadcast, and he has a story also on mid-missionary. You should listen to that. All right, so we've got not quite the full complement of 12, but we've got 10. All right, so 10 is also the biblical number, I guess. 10 commandments. What else is 10 in the Bible? 10 virgins that are waiting for the bridegroom to come, and 5 are the ones that are ready, or not ready, but prepared with their lamps. And then the ones who are not ready, not prepared their lamps, but they all fall asleep. Interesting. That's the Laodicean message. But it's time to arise when the bridegroom comes and herald the loud cry and the third angel's message. Here we go. So, as I teach you, I'm teaching myself. So we should all know prophecy and the scriptures. All right, maybe not for Twitch, but maybe not even for YouTube. But it's all right. The algorithms, dealing with the algorithms. Okay, so we've got 2 trays of patties. Could almost made 2 dozen. Now, I am not that fond of, I want to say, the back of my head, so let's just don the hat. EMA protecting hat. And I should probably use a mitten with that, but I don't have one on me. So that's that, and that's that. There we go. So we'll put the timer on for how long? I think it's 20 minutes. Then we're going to flip them here in a minute. I should move these. So this is, a while ago we had the buckwheat. And you can see that I was getting better at not burning them. We should have the nice side. That's the little oilier side. But this is the first one. That's not the thriller. It's not the thriller. Because look inside. A little too thick. So we had to divide it and then press it again. And there we go. So I think what I'll do is I'll cut this one so I'll remember not to eat the whole thing. But that's okay. Somebody's gonna get lucky because we're gonna stick them all together. So now we ate some this evening already. The cactus salad. This would be good. Some of them should be in the freezer, but we might actually just not ravage them, but eat them. And then there's the cleanup in a minute. So maybe we'll do something special for the cleanup. Now, I'm going to disappear from the screen for a moment and get my hat under hat. I'm going to probably do my other promo hat here for my brother-in-law. Probably do one that's not too, there it is. This one's a little stiff. This is probably my wife's. All right. There we go. Look like a kid again. Now, we got that. That's a nice chunk of buckwheat, sprouted buckwheat, isn't it? Now, in the meantime, still searching for something to keep it in. Now, we didn't get the hemp milk, which is not the protocol. I've chosen hemp milk over rice milk and almond milk because of the fight taste of the almond milk. And the rice milk, that's what we've chosen for brand. Now, again, therapeutic protocol does not want you to be drinking plant-based milk out of a box, which I can understand due to its lining, but there's, I think that company I use for the soy, but I don't want soy either. This is not sprouted. It was sprouted soy. They have actually a sprouted soy with, I think it's rice stream, not sprouted rice. Sprouted rice. So we are using, this is probably way too small for those tortillas. And since there's no liquid, we're using our food saver container. And we'll probably use our elevator here, and that looks pretty good. So let's get the top for that. It's an filler. Can't seem to find the top on that. It's probably in here. Hasn't been kept yet. So I do not see it. I do not see it. Oh well. Now what was it? Trying to see if I can find the top for that. I don't see it. Right, so one of the things that kept me away for so long is the skin issue. So that's a whole story. Significant skin issues for up to 6 months. Well, from February the 4th, I think, my son's birthday, to just this past weekend. It's been horrendous with the skin problems. So I went on the elimination diet. Okay, we've butted out. Oop, there's the birthing pains of the oven. I think I've learned how to kind of come out of that. There we go. So let's talk about something as we clean up a little bit. Let's go to the web. Let's see if I can quit that. All right. I want to clear it. Okay, so let's answer some questions. What is the difference between, let's go ahead and take this off since I think we're charged, fully ready to go. 100%. Okay, so let's say xanthan versus gar gum. Now let's go through that. What is the difference between xanthan and gar gum? I'm interested in myself. So let's look at that and we'll see xanthan. Yes. Okay, let's look at one that might be more on. So xanthan is made by fermenting corn with a microbial called whatever that is. Gar gum comes from gar beans. Okay, so that's why we don't want to use the gar gum. I mean the xanthan gum, because I'm not eating corn. Corn is the probably +2 on my genetic reactivity. So it is fermented though. Then again, that's the issue with fermentation, but corn, I think lye is what's used in early maybe Indian or native usage of corn. So there we go, that's what it is, that's the difference. So it says here it can be used as a substitute for gluten in baking to render a doughy spring and light. So next time we're going with agar. All right, so that's that. And let's do another one. Let's look at why. Yes. Sorry, I ate it all. But I'm going to use that top because I'm going to use it for this in a minute. So why sprouting? Okay, why sprout? Here we go on this website again for educational purposes only. Okay. It says here, this is very small writing, you can't see it here. Consider sprouting. Phytic acid and enzyme inhibitors are neutralized. Sprouts aid the digestibility. Other nutritional advantages, and that is, it says here, the process of germination not only produces vitamin C, but also changes the composition of grains and seeds in numerous beneficial ways. Sprouting increases vitamin B content, especially B2, B6, B5. Keratinine increases dramatically, sometimes even 8-fold. And I've lost my screen. So, all right. So we're going to probably time out. That's all we have time for this evening. And maybe we'll have one more as we look at the results of our baking. So let's look at the oven, just see how it looks like before we turn it around. We've got another 10 minutes before we turn it around. But let's look at our final product, that is baking. Let me just turn on the light. There we go. And there they are. Alright, we'll just keep them toasting there in the oven. Alright, and we've got level 2. I think you can't see it through. You only see my reflection there. But there you go. Alright. So, found out we doesn't like changing on the camera. The camera was okay. But when we went to the internet, it bugged out. So, bid you do, and until next time. Thank you very much for watching. God bless and take care.